Narcissists are like puppeteers of the mind. They pull strings, making you dance to their tune. Have you ever felt like you were going crazy but couldn't figure out why? Like you're trapped in a loop where nothing makes sense, but somehow everything is always your fault. You question your own memory, your feelings, even your sanity. But there's no need to lose your mind when they're trying to take yours. Narcissists thrive on bending your reality. Their game is so intricate you don't notice you're playing until you're in too deep. But once you see the strings, you can cut them, ready to reclaim your narrative. Let's pull back the curtain on their tricks. No. 1. The gaslight. Have you ever felt like your memories are slipping through your fingers, like sand, leaving you stranded in a desert of confusion? Narcissists weaponize gaslighting, twisting reality into a pretzel. They mess with your memories, making you question what you saw, heard, felt, or even your very sanity. One minute you're sure you had a coffee together at that corner table, but then they tell you, "We've never met there before," and suddenly you're not so sure. This isn't a coincidence. It's a calculated move. They chip away at your sense of self, making you doubt your own perception. But remember, your gut feeling is your inner truth. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't let them erase your instincts. Hold on to your experiences. They may not remember, but you should. No. 2. The blurred mirror. Ever looked into a funhouse mirror and seen a distorted version of yourself? Narcissists do the same thing to yourself. They hold up a mirror that doesn't reflect who you truly are, but who they want you to be. You might see an image of someone strong and capable, but they tell you you're not enough. They convince you that the person you think you are doesn't match up to the image they've crafted. This leaves you feeling inadequate and unsure of yourself. But remember, their reflection is tainted. It's a warped view that serves their needs, not yours. Look beyond the surface. See the real you. Your worth isn't defined by their shifting mirrors. No. 3. The broken compass. Have you ever felt lost in a labyrinth of mixed signals? Narcissists turn your emotional compass upside down, leaving you stranded in a sea of confusion. One moment you're basking in the glow of their affection, the next you're left wondering where you went wrong. They shift from adoration to criticism on a whim, leaving you unsure of where you stand. In this emotional roller coaster, you feel like a puppet with strings attached to your happiness. But remember, a healthy relationship should have a steady, reliable compass. If you're constantly questioning your footing, it's time to adjust your course and steer clear of their stormy seas. Ever played the game 20 questions? But with a narcissist, it's more like 20 excuses. When you ask questions, seeking clarity or reassurance, you're met with excuses and justifications. They turn every conversation into a guessing game, forcing you to decipher between their lies and the truth. You might question why they didn't call last night, and instead of a simple explanation, you're met with a barrage of reasons why you shouldn't question their actions. This manipulative tactic is their way of keeping you on their toes, always guessing, never knowing the full story. But remember, in a healthy relationship, communication is clear and honest, not a game of twisted 20 questions. No. 5. The puppet master. Remember, you're not a puppet. You're a human being with agency and worth. Their tactics might leave you feeling like you're losing your mind, but don't give in. Recognize their tricks and take action. Break free from the strings they have on you. Don't be a puppet any longer. Be your own master. Your reality is yours. Don't let anyone distort it for their benefit. Stay true to who you are and keep your eyes open. Once you shine the light on their manipulative tactics, their power over you diminishes, and you can rewrite your story on your own terms. You are the author of your life's narrative. Don't let anyone else write it for you. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more insightful mental health videos. If you found this helpful, please share it with friends and family. Until next time. Trick no. 1. Gaslight. Have you ever told someone how you feel, and they replied, "That never happened," or "You're just too sensitive"? That's called gaslighting, and it's one of the favorite tricks narcissists use to make you feel crazy. It works like this. You share a memory or emotion, but they act like you imagined it. They tell you your feelings are wrong. They say you're remembering things the wrong way. At first you think maybe they're right. Maybe you made a mistake. But after a while, you start to doubt yourself all the time. You don't trust your own thoughts anymore. You start to rely on them to tell you what's real. That's exactly what they want. Because when you stop trusting your own mind, they gain all the power. They can lie, twist facts, and control the story, and you'll start to believe them, even when something feels wrong inside. Gaslighting doesn't just make you confused. It makes you quiet. You stop speaking up because you're afraid you'll be wrong again. and that silence gives them more control. But once you see gaslighting for what it really is, a trick to make you feel weak, you can stop it from working. Trick no. 2. The freeze up. Have you ever been ignored by someone who usually pays attention to you? The silent treatment is a common way people try to control others. When someone ignores you, it can make you feel less important, like you did something wrong. This might be a pattern with the person you're describing, where they will ignore you to punish you. They might do this because they know it bothers you, or because they want something from you. The best way to deal with it is to not play the game. Don't give them the satisfaction of a reaction. If they approach you, calmly tell them that you're open to talking. Then, if they still ignore you, disengage, walk away and let them know you're done playing. Trick no. 3. Triangulation. This trick is where the narcissist brings another person into a conflict to take their side. They might do this during a fight or when you're trying to work out a problem together. They could bring in a family member, friend, or co-worker to support them and make you feel isolated. The goal is to make you feel like you're alone and to get more supply from the other person. It's a form of positive and negative regard-seeking behavior. To cope with triangulation, stay calm and keep your emotions in check. Don't get drawn into an argument. Remove yourself from the situation and focus on your own tasks. Later, talk to the person you're in conflict with in private. Try to resolve the issue without involving others. Trick no. 4. Broken record. The broken record trick is when someone keeps repeating the same phrase over and over again. It's often used to shut down conversation or to avoid giving a direct answer. For example, I don't know, it's not my fault, or you're wrong. When faced with this manipulation tactic, don't get frustrated and keep pushing for an answer. Instead, calmly restate what you said. If they still refuse to talk, end the conversation and let them know you're available when they're ready to communicate. Trick no. 5. Play the victim. One common trick is playing the victim. This means someone makes themselves seem like they're always helpless, or that everything bad is happening to them. They might say things like, I can't do anything, or why does everything bad happen to me? When you hear these statements, don't fall into the trap of rescuing or enabling. It's not your responsibility to fix their problems. Instead, encourage them to take responsibility for their actions and choices. Help them understand that they have control over their life. Trick no. 6. What's in it for me? Some people use guilt to get what they want. They may try to make you feel guilty so you'll do things for them, like buying them things, doing their chores, or spending time with them. Often they will use phrases like, will you do this for me, or I was hoping you would help me with this. When someone tries to guilt you into doing something, try to stay calm and take a moment to think before you respond. Once you see through the manipulation, it's easier to resist. And trick no. 7. The forward lean. This trick involves the person leaning in close to you, invading your personal space to try to intimidate or pressure you. Narcissists often use this trick to make you feel uncomfortable, or to get their way. They might lean in and say things like, don't forget what you promised, or you better do what I ask. When someone tries to pressure you by leaning in close, try to remain calm and keep your body language open and relaxed. If the person continues to invade your space, politely tell them to back off. Maintaining a calm and confident demeanor can help you assert your boundaries. In conclusion, these are 7 dirty tricks that some people use to manipulate others. From gaslighting to playing the victim, each trick has its own way of trying to control or change another person's behavior. But remember, knowledge is power. Once you recognize these tactics, it's easier to protect yourself from them. So stay sharp and keep your wits about you. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Trick no. 2. Blame shifting. Have you ever tried to talk about something that hurt you, but somehow you ended up apologizing? That's not a mistake. That's called blame shifting. And narcissists are experts at it. No matter what goes wrong, it's never their fault. If they shout at you, it's because you made them angry. If they lie, it's because you pushed them to it. If they ignore you, it's because you're too clingy. Little by little, they turn every problem around and make you feel like you're the reason things are broken. And what happens next? You start apologizing for things you didn't even do. You walk on eggshells. You stop expressing your needs. Because deep down, you think maybe it is your fault. That's exactly what they want. Blame shifting keeps you in a loop of guilt and confusion. It stops you from noticing their bad behavior, because you're too busy fixing yourself. But here's the truth. No one is perfect. Yes, we all make mistakes. But when someone never takes responsibility and always blames you, that's manipulation, not love. When you start seeing this pattern, you can take a step back and say, wait, is this really my fault? Or are they just making it look that way? Trick note. Are you unsure if you're remembering things correctly? If a narcissist is playing the gaslighting game, they will deliberately confuse you by denying things they've said or done. They'll make you question your own memory and sanity. But remember, gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse. They might deny saying something hurtful, even if it was clear as day. Don't let them make you doubt yourself. Trust your instincts. If it felt wrong, it probably was. Trick no. 4. The silent treatment. Ever had someone completely ignore you after a fight? Narcissists use the silent treatment as a punishment. They ignore you, hoping you'll apologize first. Don't break down and apologize for no reason. Know your worth. They're using a tactic to control you. Don't let them win. Trick no. 5. Future faking. Narcissists dangle the promise of a better future to keep you holding on. They say things like, we'll work through this, or I'm sure it will get better. But these empty promises only make you stay in a toxic situation longer. Be aware of their tendency to talk about a bright future while ignoring red flags in the present. Remember, actions speak louder than their sweet words. Trick no. 6. Playing the victim. Do they always play the poor, helpless victim? Narcissists often avoid accountability by portraying themselves as victims. They may say things like, I can't help it, I'm just the way I am, or everyone treats me badly, so it's okay if I treat you badly too. No, it's not okay. Their behavior is a choice. Don't let them use being a victim to justify mistreating you. Trick no. 7. Jealousy. Is your partner extremely jealous? A narcissist may accuse you of flirting or being interested in someone else without any reason. They might even go so far as to say, you're only thinking this way because of how I treated you. Don't fall for it. This is a trick to manipulate you. They're projecting their own jealousy onto you. Trick no. 8. Disagreement. Do arguments seem pointless in your relationship? Narcissists often refuse to accept your perspective. They might say things like, you don't understand, or you're wrong. It's a way to shut down discussion and make you question your own thoughts. But remember, healthy relationships involve compromise and understanding. Trick no. 9. Isolation. Has your partner been distancing you from friends and family? Narcissists control you by keeping you isolated. They discourage you from seeing others, turning you against your loved ones and making you dependent on them. Don't let them cut you off from your support system. Reach out to friends and family. Trick no. 10. Triangulation. Is your partner constantly involving other people in your arguments? Narcissists use triangulation to bring someone else into a conflict to take their side. They'll play the victim, twisting the situation to make themselves look innocent. Don't get pulled into their games. Stay neutral and avoid taking sides. Spotting these tricks is the first step towards protecting yourself. Share this video with someone who could benefit, and remember, you are valuable. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Trick no. 3. The silent treatment. Have you ever texted someone again and again and got nothing back? No reply, no explanation, just silence. That's not just someone being busy. When a narcissist does it, it's called the silent treatment, and it's one of the most painful tricks they use. At first it feels confusing. Did I say something wrong? Are they upset? Should I fix it? You start blaming yourself, replaying every word you said. Days go by and you feel small, anxious, even guilty. You just want them to talk to you again. And then, suddenly, they do. They come back like nothing happened. No apology, no reason. And you feel relieved. You're just happy they're speaking to you again. That's the trap. The silent treatment is used to punish you. Without shouting, without fighting, they make you suffer. They control you by taking away their attention and forcing you to chase it. And each time they do it, you learn one thing. Don't upset them again. You become quieter, softer, easier to control. But silence should never be used as a weapon. If someone truly cares, they'll talk things out, not ignore you to break you down. The silent treatment is especially cruel because it often leaves you questioning yourself and your own actions. Narcissists use this tactic to gain the upper hand and maintain control in the relationship. By refusing to communicate, they create an imbalance of power that leaves you feeling helpless and desperate for their attention. This can be especially damaging if you are in a long-term relationship with a narcissist, because over time you may start to normalize this behavior and accept it as a normal part of your relationship. However, it is important to remember that nobody deserves to be treated this way, and that silence should never be used as a tool for manipulation or control. If you are experiencing the silent treatment from a narcissist, it can be helpful to take a step back and remind yourself that their silence is not a reflection of your worth. You deserve to be in a relationship where you feel valued and respected. And if that's not possible, then it may be time to move on. When a narcissist uses the silent treatment as a weapon, it's important to remember that they are trying to control you. By refusing to communicate, they create an imbalance of power that leaves you feeling helpless and desperate for their attention. However, it's crucial not to give in to their demands or apologize for something you've done wrong. Doing so will only reinforce their belief that they can control you and make the problem worse. Instead, it's essential to stay calm and assertive and make it clear that you will not tolerate being treated this way. You can try setting boundaries by telling them that you will not chase them, and that they need to communicate with you if they want to resolve the issue. Remember, don't give in to their demands or apologize for something you've done wrong. Stay calm and assertive and make it clear that you will not tolerate being treated this way. It can be difficult to break the cycle of the silent treatment, but it is important to remember that you deserve to be in a relationship where you feel valued and respected. If that's not possible, then it may be time to move on. We hope this video has helped you better understand the silent treatment and how to cope with it. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, please share them with us in the comments below. We value your input and would love to hear from you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, so you never miss out on our latest videos. Thanks for watching, and take care. Let's uncover another one of their tricks. Trick No. 4. Intermittent kindness. Have you ever felt like you were being treated badly for days or even weeks? You might have felt ignored, belittled, or just plain unimportant to them. Maybe you were constantly criticized for the smallest things, like what you wore or what you ate. Or perhaps they would find faults in everything you did, no matter how hard you tried. But then suddenly, out of nowhere, everything changed. They started being sweet to you again, giving you compliments, hugs, maybe even gifts. You felt confused because one moment they were cold and distant, and the next they were acting like nothing had happened. Maybe you even felt a little happy, because it felt good to be treated well again. You started thinking, maybe they still care. Maybe things will be better now. But unfortunately, it never lasts. A few days or weeks pass, and once again, they start treating you badly. They find new things to criticize you about, and the compliments and hugs become a distant memory. It can be really confusing and emotionally draining when someone treats you this way. It's like a roller coaster ride for your emotions, but it's important to know that this is a common tactic used by narcissists called intermittent kindness. Narcissists use intermittent kindness as a way to keep you hooked and prevent you from leaving the relationship. It's like a reward system where they only give you love and affection every now and then. But why does this work? Well, your brain starts chasing those rare moments of kindness, hoping that it will happen again. You start waiting and hoping for those good times, and you might even work harder to try to earn their love and affection. But no matter what you do, it never quite works out. They may seem nice at first, but it's only to pull you in and make you trust them. But once they have it, they no longer need to work for it, so they start taking you for granted and treating you badly again. Remember that real love and kindness isn't confusing. It's consistent. Someone who truly cares about you will show it in a reliable way. They won't give you love and affection one moment and then take it away the next. Narcissists can't do that because their feelings are like a roller coaster. They go up and down all the time, depending on how they feel. It's all about them, not you. But if you recognize this pattern of behavior, it's time to take a step back and reconsider the relationship. Don't keep hoping for change, because it may never come. Yes, the narcissist may be charming and attractive, but being with someone who treats you like a puppet and controls your emotions isn't worth it. You deserve so much more than that. You deserve real love, respect, and kindness. So don't settle for someone who can't give it to you consistently. Here's the truth. Those moments of kindness aren't genuine. They're just a trick to control you. The narcissist wants to keep you coming back for more, even if it means treating you poorly the rest of the time. It's like a drug that they give you when you start to leave so you'll stay in the relationship. But you have to remember that real love isn't like that. It's not a game. So if you're in a relationship like this, it's time to move on. You don't need to waste your time on someone who only gives you kindness every now and then. There are plenty of other people out there who can love you and treat you right all the time, not just sometimes. And here's something else to remember. The worse they treat you, the more powerful those nice moments can seem. It's almost like a reward after being scolded for days. You really want to feel good about yourself again. So when they finally praise you or give you a hug, you're desperate for that positive feeling. But you have to realize that those moments are just another way for them to control you. They're not being kind because they want to. They're doing it to manipulate you and keep you in the relationship. So don't let them trick you. This journey of healing and self-discovery can be challenging, but you don't have to go through it alone. Reach out to others who understand what you're going through. Sharing your experiences and learning from others can be incredibly helpful. You can find support groups and forums online where people just like you come together to share their stories, coping strategies, and more. Reaching out is a sign of strength, not weakness. You deserve all the love and happiness in the world. Don't settle for someone who can't give it to you consistently. With time, you'll heal and be ready for a new relationship where you're treated the way you deserve. Trick number 5. Playing the victim. Have you ever called someone out for hurting you, and somehow they ended up crying? This is one of the sneakiest tricks narcissists use. It's called playing the victim. Here's how it works. You finally stand up for yourself. You say, "That wasn't okay," or "You hurt me." But instead of listening, they flip the whole story. Suddenly, they're the one who's been hurt. They feel attacked. They say you're being unfair or mean. Now you're confused. You start to feel guilty for even speaking up. You think, maybe I was too harsh. And once again, they get the sympathy, while you feel like the bad guy. This trick is powerful. It makes you stay quiet, it makes you take the blame, and it makes other people think the narcissist is innocent. But remember this, someone who truly cares about you will listen when you're in pain. They won't make it about themselves. They won't need to win every argument by making you feel worse. Narcissists play the victim because it protects their ego, but when you stop falling for it, their trick stops working. And now that you know all 5 tricks, you're no longer in the dark. You're not crazy, you're just waking up. Today, we're diving into something really important and a little tricky: understanding when someone might be trying to drive you crazy. Now before we jump in, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you were losing your mind? Like you're questioning everything, your thoughts, your feelings, even your memories? Well, you're not alone. And it might not be your fault. It could be someone else's. In our last video, we talked about 5 telltale signs that someone might actually want you to feel crazy. And today we're going to dive into the bonus, the final trick they use. These signs aren't just for romantic relationships. They apply to all kinds of relationships: family, friends, co-workers. So stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll have the knowledge to spot these tricks anywhere. These tactics are subtle, manipulative, and can leave you feeling confused and drained. They can make you doubt your own perception of reality. But don't worry, by the end of this video, you'll be equipped to recognize these signs and protect yourself from emotional manipulation. Now let's get into it. No 6. Playing the victim. This is the ultimate trick, the grand finale of manipulation. Narcissists, after all their efforts to twist your reality, often play the victim. They present themselves as helpless, misunderstood, and innocent, turning the tables on you. When confronted with their own manipulative behavior, they might say something like, "How could you think I was trying to hurt you? I'm always there for you." Or they might paint a picture of themselves as so tormented by your actions that they were driven to manipulate you. "I had no choice but to lie. You wouldn't understand otherwise." It's a way to evade accountability and maintain control, even when their manipulative tactics are exposed. Now, let's take a step back and look at all the tricks they use. Gaslighting, where they make you question your own memory and sanity. Blame shifting, where they deflect and avoid responsibility. Silent treatment, where they weaponize communication breakdown. Intermittent kindness, where they offer sporadic kindness to keep you hopeful. And playing the victim, where they turn the tables and portray themselves as innocent. You're not the crazy one, you're not the problem, it's them, the narcissist. And now that you've seen all 5 tricks, plus this one, here's what you need to remember. You're not the problem. Narcissists are experts at twisting your mind. They make you question your reality, your worth, even your voice. But once you see the pattern, you can break free from it. You can stop blaming yourself. You can stop chasing their approval. You can start trusting your own thoughts again. The truth is, people who truly care about you won't confuse you. They won't punish you with silence. They won't flip the blame or play the victim to win. They'll talk. They'll listen. They'll grow with you, not against you. So the next time someone makes you feel small, guilty, or crazy, pause, breathe, and ask yourself, is this love, or is this control? Because once you learn to tell the difference, no one can break your mind again. If this video resonates with you, share it with someone who might benefit. Your support helps spread awareness about narcissistic relationships. And if you're ready to dive deeper into this topic, check out our other videos on narcissism. Remember, every like, comment, and share brings us closer to our goal of making psychology more engaging and accessible for everyone. So, keep watching, keep sharing, and let's continue to learn and grow together. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.